Good evening, everyone. The time is, let's have a look. Can't tell the time. It's Friday evening. It's the 12th of June. Anyway, it's around, I've got a watch here. Yeah, it's 9:30 p.m. Friday the 12th of June. Man overboard back. Few things I want to talk about tonight. But this man is a scarred, bald-headed, short freak. Hideous-looking freak with unnatural balding pattern, so he can't show you his face on television.
I feel like we should throw a coin in and make a wish.
I wish for Chad. I wish for 6'4" Chad, who has muscles and a strong jawline, sexy eyes, a very kissable face, and is rich. Yeah, so I made a video last week or earlier this week on a show called Farmer Wants a Wife. And it was a 45-minute reaction video to episode 1 where these women were carrying on for 45 minutes incessantly about these men's appearance and looks. That's all that mattered to them. Nothing else, just the appearance and looks of these men. That's number one. It got wiped because with Fremantle Media, it's not on YouTube, it's on a private streaming, Fremantle Media. It was copyrighted, so YouTube blocked viewing, so I had to pull that video down. It was a 45-minute reaction video, as I said, to Farmer Wants a Wife Australia season, I think this is season 11 or season 16, I'm not quite sure. I think it's season 16, episode 1. It was basically 45 minutes of persistent, he's so tall. Oh, wow, he looks even better in the public than in the photo. Yeah, that's because they've already sussed them out by their photos. They've already judged these blokes before they met them in person. They looked at their photos. Yes, I want on. There's his photo. I want to marry this guy. This guy's so damn hot. He's got great eyes. Oh, he was so manly and masculine. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's so much better in the flesh. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, that beard is so, I'm so taken by that beard. I just want to kiss it. I just want to lick it. Oh, yeah, there's 45 minutes of that. And it got taken down by YouTube for copyright of Fremantle Media. So, unfortunately, I don't have that to share with you, but I can guarantee you it was 45 minutes of women carrying on like this.
Alex, Dylan, I can't wait to be making sourdough, having chickens. Sounds like the dream. And I want someone to prove to me that chivalry is not dead.
Oh, it's well. Yeah, it's well dead. Yeah, just be Chad. Don't be anything less than the 6 out of 10 as a man. Otherwise, you are going to struggle in this dating market. Now, I'll come back to that a bit later. So that was one. That is what I did earlier in the week. But last Saturday night, a friend, well-meaning friend, invited me to a small singles gathering. It was about 20 people. And the invite said, and he sent me the invite the day before, he said, don't bother RSVPing, just drive there, I'll meet you there. The invite actually said for people who were serious about dating. So I thought, okay, I'm serious about dating. Let's see how serious these women are. And I thought they were all serious about dating. They weren't. I got back turns. I got head turns. My friend got kissed and hugged, and I was talking to her the whole night, and she looked at me like I was a freaking axe murderer. Didn't want a thing to do with me, wouldn't hug me, wouldn't say goodbye. There was a woman I was talking to. I got all these back turns from women and just one-word answers, and I don't know what I was doing wrong. I'm just being myself. So what I did, I said, look, these women who are just ignoring me, I'm going to teach them a lesson. I got smart about this. The hottest, most attractive girl in the room, I went up to, and I started talking to her. And to my surprise, she was the only woman there who entertained a conversation with me. And she was looking me in the eye, I was looking her in the eye, we were cracking jokes, she was laughing, I was talking, she was laughing, I wasn't laughing, she was doing all the laughing. We were having a good chat for around about 45 minutes to 1 hour. These women who rejected me earlier gave me their backs and wouldn't talk to me. One of them was looking at me. In fact, there were a lot of eyes on me. My mates' eyes were on me. Other guys were watching me. One bloke at the end of the night, he was saying, "What's going on with you and Blondie?" She was a very attractive blonde lady from the other end of the city. "What's going on with you and Blondie? You're going to get her on with you and Blondie. Just drop her home." And I found out she lives right on the outskirts of the city. So it would have been a long drive on a midnight, a Saturday night, and a long way back. He said, no, don't worry. She would have let you stay over the night. She was into you. Anyway, that was after. What happened was, so I was, their eyes were on me. Her eye, the women, two women who rejected me earlier, they were watching me. They were like, the look on their faces was priceless. It was like, what the hell does she see in him? He is disgusting. We've already rejected him. We might have made a mistake. How is he entertaining the most attractive girl in this place for an hour? Everything was going well, and I won't mention her name, but come the end of the night, she got friendly with one of the girls who gave me, who basically, didn't want to know. Well, when she left, she wouldn't give me a hug and kiss goodnight. So she gave that to my friend, but not me. So she's with her, and I went up and said, "Hi, A." I'll call her A. That's where her name started, with the letter A. "Hi, A. I know you live far away, but I'm gonna ask you, would you like to catch up for a drink sometime halfway between here and your place?" The function was pretty close to where I live, and she told me this. She said, "I've got I'm a single mother. I got a young boy and I got a daughter and a son. I just don't have time to date." Right. If I was the guy that she wanted, she would have made the time. So obviously something went wrong. I don't know. Was she just entertaining me because she was bored? Did I say something that might have tickled? She was well into the conversation, and even later on, she was outside on her own and waiting for a taxi or an Uber, and I stood out there and I said, "I'm not going to let a lovely lady like you stand out here in the cold on your own, waiting for an Uber on your own." She thanked me, but I didn't get a hug, didn't get a kiss, got nothing. We were getting it on so well, talking, and we had a great conversation for about an hour. She got in the cab, well, the first Uber cancelled on her, so she's getting annoyed, and there was another guy with an Uber. He was driving an Uber. He parked, and I said, "Hey, listen, mate, you're an Uber driver. Why would he do it?" "Oh, because she's going so far, and the driver probably realised that at the last minute, wouldn't get a ride anywhere from there, so he cancelled." So I told her, go in the Uber app and go to support and ask for a refund of the cancellation fee. So that's what she did. Anyway, the Uber turned up. I waited for her. She got in. Like a gentleman, I waited with her in the cold night on her own in a spot where there were a lot of people around. Didn't want her to wait on her own. She got in the Uber and left. 45 minutes of talking, getting on, smiling, laughing, having good rapport. No, she's too busy to date me and wouldn't give me a hug or a kiss, even goodbye. Now, I don't know. I tend to think this is an issue where 50-50, and because of the way I look, she chose no. She said no. I'd like to hear what you think about that. I just don't think she was attracted to me to begin with. I think she wasn't attracted to any guy in there. Because let's be honest, I left that place. I was probably the last person to leave. We were the last two there, actually, from that function. It wasn't a big function. We were the last two. Nobody, and absolutely I will tell you this, nobody exchanged numbers. Nobody made arrangements to meet up again with anyone. One of the blokes there, who I also knew, he told me, the last one we came to, we all ended up going out salsa dancing later in the night. I said, "Really?" He said, yeah, all the girls. No such thing happened this time. Anyway, that happened Saturday. Tuesday, When I was grabbing lunch and a coffee on my break, lo and behold, I'm standing at I don't know if they even have this in other parts of Australia, but they have it in Sydney. It's called Soul Origin. It's a shop where you can get like wraps, focaccias, salads, pastas, and coffee. So I bought a wrap and a coffee, and I'm having lunch, buying lunch. Next to me on my right, there's a striking lady. She would have been at least, on a look scale, she's in the top 10% of looks of women. Cut a long story short, I looked at her, smiled. She pretended I wasn't there. She was fixated on the bloke who was serving. He was a young, I would say, top 20 percentile man. And all she could do the whole time, while she was ordering, after she ordered, was stand there and flirt with him. And basically tell him how awesome he was, and he's so handsome, and she loved his beard, and she loved his eyes. He's a cute guy. And I thought to myself, I've never had this ever happen to me in my life. Like maybe not even once. Anyway, I've dated girls in the past. I've been in short relationships with some very grossly overweight, mental conditioned, unattractive women. Not even they did that to me when they first met me. One told me, when I told her I think I've seen your face before, and she looked at me and she said, yeah, you might have seen me in Vogue magazine, which was just a joke, because she definitely wasn't in Vogue magazine. But that's a different story. I have never been flirted with openly in public with a woman. And I guess this is reserved for the top echelon of men only. And after that, I went to my parents' house that night. I just went there. And they asked me, yeah, everything all right? Everything okay? And I basically went off the deep end. I basically told them I'd sever off my you-know-whats if I don't change myself and attract the woman that I want into my life. I'm 52 now, and it's too late. And some people tell me it's already too late and I should just give it up. But hell, I'm not going to give it up. So I told my mother, listen, I don't care what you think about hair systems and hair pieces on men. I don't care. I know you don't like them. I don't care. I said, I'm going to get one. You're not going to stop me? No one's going to. My mother looked at me like, okay, you're an adult. You make your own decision. I said, thank you, and I'm going to. She said, how much is that going to cost? I said, it'll cost, I've done a quote. It's going to cost me, I spoke to them today. It's going to cost me $1,100. I've got the consultation tomorrow at 4:30 in the afternoon at the place that fits it and cuts it and basically places it on your head and sticks it on your head. Now, these are basically 6 months to 1 year wearable. And they're going to I'm going to eventually learn how to take it off and on my own at home, so I won't have to keep going back in there. Instead, I thought to myself, look, I'm bald, I'm scarred, I've got this horrible, unnatural hair transplant that's covered 1/3, and it's got these gaps. If you know my story, it's got these gaps up the side, and it's like not all the hair, some of the hair's gone, but most of it's still there. It's not a good look. And I decided that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn how to do this at home so I don't have to keep going back in. Instead of living under a hat all my life, what's the bloody difference if I live under a hairpiece, right? So anyway, you can shower with it, swim with it, sleep with it, work out with it, do everything you normally do with it once it's bonded. And it takes about 24 hours. You've got to leave it. Then it bonds. And then, it's on you for 6 to 12 months, depending on how long it lasts. My only worry is I'll probably have to take it off every week or two, shave the hair, and so it sits on properly. But that I'll learn how to do that, and I'll be doing it I'll get the accessories I need, the bonding tape, the runners, whatever you need to put under on your scalp to set on your scalp for it to sit on, and I'll do that. Basically, what happened to me this last week, watching that show, that first episode, and having that happen to me, and then seeing what I saw at lunchtime on Tuesday just drove me over the edge. I was parked today in a parking spot just behind a curbside cafe seats, and there were two people there. It was a good-looking bloke, a good-looking woman sharing a laugh, having a coffee and lunch. It looked like a date. So I thought, bugger this, I'm going to use this as motivation. If I want to hesitate with anything, if I think for 1 second that I'm not going to go ahead with anything, I'm going to bring up that photo and I'm going to remind myself that I need to do it, because to look dateable in where I live, to look dateable is basically what you need to do. If you fall below a certain looks threshold where I live, you become undateable. And women will say, fix yourself up. And there might not be anything wrong with you, but to them there is. They want you to fix yourself up. Now what I've realised is, when I used to do cold approach, and if I tried it again, and I do go and ask women for, do you work in the laser clinic? I'm interested in getting this thing done and that. And they talk to me politely. But if I was to go and do cold approach again as a 5'6.5", whatever I am, bald bloke with glasses and scars and an unnatural looking hair transplant on the front of my head, if I was to go and do that cold approach, I figured that women may not even reject me. They may think it's some kind of joke, someone's playing on them, like they're getting pranked, like they're punked. What's this short bald man, old-looking short bald man coming up to a beautiful young woman and trying to pick her up and ask her out? They might even think it's a joke. They might think it's some kind of TV show that the cameras are secretly on them. They're looking for reactions. That's how bad the state has become in my life. Now, there's another story to this. I've got a much older cousin of mine. She's gay. She is gay. She's in her mid-60s, and she's never had a partner in her life. And she doesn't seem to think that there's a problem with me. She says no. It's you don't need a hairpiece. You need to go and see a psychiatrist. Really? I have a problem, do I? I have a psychiatric issue that needs to be... Really? Come on. It's not a psychiatric issue that's stopping me from meeting women. Go. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you now, I'm not listening to her. I'm not going to listen to her. She says, make a promise to me that by next time Wednesday, you'll have an appointment set up with a psychiatrist. Can a person not try to improve themselves, especially a man? Can he not try to improve himself without being told he needs help? He needs psychological help. What have we come to? Like, what? Yeah, she told me this. She said, you think that the beauty on the outside will fix your issues. She said, no, but beauty is on the inside. You need to find your inner beauty and bring it out in you, and people will find you attractive. Now, that is nonsense. That is the biggest lot of nonsense I've ever heard. Beauty is on the inside. The outside manifests from the inside. That's a lot of nonsense. Absolute garbage. When a woman looks at you, within a split second, maybe less than 2, and probably even less than that, she can look at you and I've spoken to women about this, and they agree. They actually agree. In fact, I've shown women my head this week. I've been doing it. And I said, what's your opinion on this? Should I get a hairpiece or not? They look at it, they go, yes, get a hairpiece. It's that bad. Yet my gay cousin, who is more than 10 years older than me, who's never had a partner in her life and doesn't seem to bother her, says, go and fix yourself up internally with a psychiatrist. It'll manifest as a good look on the outside, and that will help you to attract a woman. There's something else. She said something else to me and I just can't think of it now. But what did she say? Yeah. The whole inside to manifest on the outside. And she said, what did she say? So crazy. It was, I could not believe what I was hearing. I can't even think. Yeah. And yet it's thrown in front of my face all the time, on TV, in front of me, in person, on dating apps, which I never really tried. I tried online dating a few years ago, got no matches and gave it up, where it's all about looks. Now, How the hell can it not be about looks when you watch TV, you look at real life behaviour, and you can tell from a woman's behaviour it's all about looks. I've been around the traps for years. In all honesty, that type of advice she tried to give me, from manifest from the inside to the outside and you'll look more attractive, is absolute nonsense. It may work for women, but that in this day and age does not work for men, because men are very different. We have different issues. Women can get away with being less than attractive in this world. However, in this day and age, men cannot. What women expect in terms of men's standard of beauty is through the roof. And dare I say, if you don't improve your looks, you don't looks max, and you don't cut the mustard, there's nothing that's ever going to save you. I still can't remember what my cousin told me this. It was so ridiculous. I mean, it was so damn ridiculous. Manifest beauty from the inside and people will see it on the outside. Oh yeah, she told me, I said, look, I've been told by women I know, people I know, you're a very charismatic man. And she said, it may be that you can talk well, but your body language, and there's some kind of other subconscious signals that you're giving to her that she's not attracted to you. It's just all this hocus pocus nonsense. Really is nonsense. Oh, your mannerisms were wrong, or it's just ridiculous. A woman either looks at you and finds you attractive, or she doesn't. What is so difficult to understand? Now, I spoke to another woman this week, and I asked her, I said, I even brought this subject up. I said, us men, I said, within a split second or two, we know whether we would, we know whether we're attracted to this person sexually, whether we'd want to speak to them. And I asked her, and I told her actually, I said, it's probably the same for women too, right? And she said, yes, it is. And she would have been about my age, I'm only guessing. So, yeah, women know this. They just can't admit it. They don't want to admit it. They want a virtue signal. They want to make sure that they're sugar and spice and all things nice. And no, we don't reject men on their looks. We reject them on their energy. Oh, yeah, that's what she said. Your energy will change if you get psychiatric help from the inside. Yeah, right. Anyway, so it's all boiled over. I got this consultation tomorrow with the hair replacement clinic for the hairpiece. Then Wednesday I'm going back into the hair transplant surgeon that did my hair transplants 32 years ago, 33 years ago, and I'm going to tell him what I'm doing, and I wanted his opinion on whether I can actually get rid of the grafting at the front, or if it's going to matter if I put a hair system on, and the scars at the back, can I get them SMP'd out? I'm going to find it all out on Wednesday, and be in touch, because I will release videos about all of this coming up soon. It's a shame that they wouldn't let me put the Farmer Wants a Wife version 1 on, but I guess it's copyright, so not much I can do about it. Anyway, I'm just going to pause the video here and come back to some more excerpts from that episode 1 before I turn the video off. Let's go meet Chads. Oh yeah.
How beautiful it is. Farmer Dylan, where are you?
Oh my gosh, they even know these guys' names already. They've probably done their research on Chad. Most of these type of women, they'll be doing their research beforehand. They won't go in here blind. They know exactly what these men are like, and they just want to see them in person, in the flesh. They've probably seen them online or given them bios by the shows, the people who do the show, and they looked at their photos like a woman swiped through Tinder.
To be honest.
You want a good-looking, tall man with muscles who's got a full head of hair and has a face that screams, basically reproduce with me.
And can fix my car and ride off into the sunset. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Well, ladies, let me tell you, you've all declared ever. Because more women apply
Yeah, not the smartest. It's all looks descriptive words.
this year than ever before.
Wow.
And you are the ones they want to meet.
I bet. They want to do just more than me. He looks great. yeah, I'm pretty sure that's coming. But let's wait and see what they describe these men to be and why they want to pick these men as their partners. This is going to be the first criteria, obviously, for the choice. I wonder if it's got to do with personality, kindness, or looks. Let's check it out.
Very, very cute. Nice, beautiful teeth, nice eyes. Pretty good looking
Yeah. It's all about looks.
cowboy.
Really excited to meet these ladies.